Welcome to day 650 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein, here with my twin brother Brian, who's back again.
I'm back finally. Had the flu or something. Wasn't good. It wasn't COVID. I did a COVID test.
Remember, these videos are being sponsored by Desocial World. Thanks again to Desocial World, Ado, and team for sponsoring our videos. And
Thank you, Ado. And this is my first video where Desocial World is the sponsor. I love Desocial World. I actually use them every day. Like most of these videos we post, I post from Desocial World. Uh, keep it up, guys.
yeah, so let's get into the news. I know you might be a little rusty, Brian, so I'll get started. I want to thank intern Goldberry, unofficial intern Goldberry, for pointing this out. But Malsify made a post that on-chain reactions are coming soon. And by on-chain reactions, we mean emojis. He posted a video that shows that when you hover over the like icon on Diamond app, it's going to bring up a list of 7 different emojis: thumbs up, thumbs down, heart, laughing, crying, and angry. So 6 different emojis, I guess. So that's exciting. So, but what this really does, it allows for the accumulation of data. And Mosify believes that it's really important in that it's a tool that's going to allow for what he calls incredibly rich data points that apps can use to build. He said, imagine if any app can create personalized feed/algorithms that are based on sentiment and reward positive behavior without having to build a massive content library and user base from scratch to generate the data points. I think that's a really good point, because starting out a social media site it's like climbing Mount Everest. There's so much stuff you need to do, so much data you want to gather so that you can create these feeds for different people, for different groups, for different topics. But with Deso, with the blockchain, not only do you have the post, but you're going to have all this data points. What posts are being liked the most? What posts are people most angry about? And you could even have feeds the most angered post, or the most thumb down posts, or the most laughing posts, to find funny posts. So I think it gives a lot of opportunity. I also think it just makes social media a more fun experience.
Yeah, and I think you could have like you said, you could have an algorithm, and maybe you don't want to amplify more hateful things. Then maybe you deboost the post with a bunch of angry icons that are favorited or whatever you want to call it. I think there's different ways you can take, and definitely I love that they're gonna add these different emoticons. Uh, I love it.
Yeah, like I don't know if you would use angry posts, but I think thumb downs posts would be good if you want to
Yeah.
deboost something. I think angry is just people are angry at the subject matter, where
Yeah,
thumbs down
that's
is you don't
true.
like the post.
Yeah, you could just be angry that something happened, and you don't have to be angry that
Yeah.
the person made that post, I guess. So moving on, Meta Mountaineers. It's actually a NFT project that is about to launch, and they have 20,000 followers on Twitter. So a decent community built around them. And they're teasing that this NFT project that they're launching will work with Deso in some way. So this is big for the Deso community, but also the Deso NFT community. It's really big for. And it appears that even though the NFTs will be minted on Ethereum, there's going to be some functionality with Deso. And let me try and explain here. And it appears that they're using group follow, which is a product created by, it appears to be, yeah, he can maybe reply here and verify that or not. But what group follow does, it allows Ethereum NFT communities to follow their communities and get followed by them on Deso. We're not sure if that's the extent of the Deso integration, or maybe there's going to be more to it, which is very possible. And if we learn more, we're definitely going to let you know, of course. You can follow them on Deso at MTNRS, or on Twitter at Meta Mountaineers. Their website is metamountaineers.xyz. And they also have a page on NFTz, which we'll link to. But this is interesting. And if this works, if this group follow app works for Meta Mountaineers, I think we could see other larger products starting to integrate with Deso. And even if they're not minting on Deso, I think it's big to have the communities brought on to Deso. And that's something that we're trying to do with NFTz as well, is bring over those Ethereum communities.
Yeah, and I mean, diamonds might still be able to be used in some way. Like maybe you can reward diamonds in exchange for NFTs. Who knows? But I think maybe it's even possible. Maybe some of these NFTs will be minted on Deso. We don't know. They're just teasing this. Maybe we'll learn more in the days to come, and we'll be sure to talk about it then. But moving on, NFTz has updates that are currently in beta. Right now, you can burn all copies of an NFT. You can also remove all copies from sale. So instead of just doing, if you have like 100 editions of an NFT, you can now burn all of them at once rather than have to burn them each individually. You can also remove all of them from sale if you want. When burning, we now auto remove the NFT from sale as well. So if you're burning it and it's on sale, it will just automatically remove it from sale. Note that for many copies, this might take a while. So if you are doing, let's say, an NFT with 1,000 editions, this might take quite a bit of time. You might need to try a couple of times because it's a lot of data. Other updates, audio playing is now working. We're now streaming, so it should be working faster and better. Also, autoplay is now enabled in audio NFT details when you're coming from the audio or the feed page or a creator page. So when you're doing that, it's going to autoplay the NFT if it's an audio one, which is, I think, pretty cool. And there's also a lot of fixes and tweaks for MetaMask users that Martine has implemented. So super excited to have these updates, and more are to come soon.
Yeah, it appears that as I was laying in bed coughing up my lung, Martine and team were working their butts off like usual. So definitely check these updates out. I got to play around with them a little bit this morning as my recovery progressed. But yeah, NFTz, we definitely are looking forward to a really successful 2023. Lots of plans, lots of updates coming, and we're gonna just go with the flow and work with what Deso gives us in terms of associations, in terms of these new features for social. I think we're going to be able to integrate a lot of these things into our platform as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's been a conspiracy theory forming on Deso that involves COO Salil Shah. And it basically says that he's no longer with the foundation. It's obviously a conspiracy theory for now. There's no evidence pointing to this. A lot of people have been talking about how he hasn't really been active on the blockchain for quite a while, and we haven't really heard many updates from him. Anku and Ben Ursing and others have just pointed this out. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I do think they have a point. I think that he took over, a couple months ago now. I'm sure if he's with Deso, he's working his butt off, and that's the reason why he hasn't been really engaging much. But I guess if you're still there, let us know. And if you're not, I think the core team should also like let us know what's going on. My guess is he's still here and he's just working really hard. But you never know, and I think it's the right of the community to ask.
Yeah, and I think some things on his LinkedIn changed. Like, I'm not sure. Maybe the header of his LinkedIn no longer says Deso. I'm not sure. I didn't actually check it out. Probably should have, but that's what I've heard. Just rumors. But my guess is he's still there, just working really hard. But you never know. Like maybe he found something else, or maybe Deso decided to go in a different direction. It would be nice to know, though.
Yeah, and I don't really see a reason why they would hide it anyway. I mean, if he did move on and they're going to go a different direction, that's respectable as well. I just think that the more open that they are, whether he's here or not here, I think benefits the whole community.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like an announcement. They're waiting. Maybe they have somebody who would take his place. Who knows? I mean, these are just theories, and I don't want to jump too far down
Don't
into that
feed the
rabbit hole yet.
conspiracy theorists. Don't feed them. They're
Yeah,
like
so
vultures.
Lee Jin, she's a co-founder and general partner at Variant Fund. It's a fund that invests in Web3. Made a really interesting post on Twitter, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, about about decentralized social networking. She said it's the next big thing in 2023. She went on to explain that users are waking up and seeing what's happening with Twitter, with TikTok. She noted how Elon Musk is suspending people and prohibiting links out to other platforms. We saw that with, I believe, Mastodon and some other ones. And how TikTok, TikTok's, there's all these talks about it being banned in the US. She said that users, creators, and businesses have realized that it's dangerous to invest in building an audience on these platforms. I agree 100%. She said this is especially true when there's a looming risk that the rug could get pulled out from under them. We saw this happen. We saw MySpace go under. We've seen several social media platforms go under. And when that happens, or when you're banned, like Brian and I were banned from Twitter, you have that problem where you lose all your followers, you lose all that data that you had posted. Maybe it's photographs of your family. Maybe it's, just notes you took. Maybe it's just interesting tweets you made, but it's lost for good if you're either taken off the platform or the platform goes under. But with decentralized social network and decentralized social media, it's all in the blockchain forever, and it's there for others to pull consistently. If a website or app goes under, a new one can come around and pull that same data. So I think it's interesting that somebody that big mentioned decentralized social media.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I predict three big things are going to change in over the next 3 or 4 years. Number one, decentralized social media is gonna take off and gonna squish some of those Web2 properties like Facebook and like Twitter. Number two, I think that AI chatbots like Chat GPT, especially when it gets updated with the next data sets, I think that that's going to be a threat to Google and to other companies that rely on search. I think that there's going to be massive changes in that area as well. And I think number three, just the decentralization of the internet's going to continue to push further. And those corporations that rely on data as an asset are gonna lose out to those which see it as more of like a faucet that everybody can tap into. So these next few years, I think, are going to be groundbreaking, and it's going to be this paradigm shift of the internet in general.
It's interesting you mentioned Chat GPT. I think Microsoft just announced that Bing's going to be implementing Chat GPT into their search as a
Yeah,
way to kind of bring people over from Google. Did you see that?
Microsoft's a big investor into OpenAI, I believe. So it makes sense. I know Google has done like this red alert where they are shifting assets or shifting their, I guess, business strategy towards AI away from some other things so that they can compete because they see Chat GPT as a threat to their future business model.
And it definitely is. I can't see how it couldn't be. So
Yeah.
this Friday on Twitch, Rhubarb and team will be celebrating Mercury's Retrograde EP. It's his new release. The event's going to be sponsored by Unicat and NFTz. So there's going to be a custom retrograde Unicat that will be donated and auctioned off to the highest bidder on NFTz's timed auctions. That auction is going to end at 9:15 p.m. on Friday. Proceeds are going to go to the artists involved, and it's going to be all the artists involved in that Friday night event. There's also going to be a vinyl giveaway during that event. I believe it's Mercury's album that's going to be given away. So definitely check it out on Twitch Friday night. More details, I'm sure will emerge. Check out the link above this video on Deso below and on YouTube, and you can get all the details there.
Yeah, I love what they're doing. And it's just a great group of people between Rhubarb and Mercury, Unicat. It's like OGs all working together. I love it.
Yeah. And as many of you know, NFTz.me is the only place where you can view and post live time Deso NFT auctions. Just go to NFTz.me/auctions and you see all the auctions that are ending very soon. I want to highlight a few that end in the next 24 hours. Erie has some more of her Erie avatar NFTs up for auction by Striga. These are really cool. They're generated with a GAN model and then finalized using another neural network. So if you like AI art, really cool. They end at 2 p.m. Eastern time and have, I believe they're about a 0.15 Deso minimum bid, which is very, very low. Studio Richards is auctioning off X Rabbit NFT number 15 that ends at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. And he's also auctioning off Insurgent Frog number 80 that ends around the same time. So check those auctions out by Strika and Studio Richards. And there's many more up there for auction as well. So check those out.
Yeah, so I want to quickly get to the top 10 NFT bidders on the Deso blockchain over the last day. They are as follows: Tipaloo, OTZ Gallery, J Happy, Steadfast LLC, Starry Clars, HR VAT, Eat Green Apples, Zane, SOD, Vins Elt. And the top diamond creators over the last 24 hours, according to Altumbase, these people received the most diamonds on their post or replies on the Deso blockchain in the last 24 hours, and they are Krasenstein. So we were one of the top diamond creators, and I was even sick. Maybe Ed was making some posts that I didn't know about.
I think it might have been Jay Hapey or somebody gave us like a ton of diamonds.
Yeah, because our posting was down the last few days because I make a lot of the posts and I was sick in bed.
Who made all the videos?
That's true. That's true. After us was Elric Ericos, followed by Viper444, Pixel Angelo, Clout Women Unite, Jay Happy, Striga, Panini, Mice Heads, and Happy Rabbits. So congrats to all of them.
Yeah, congratulations. And that's all the news we have for today. Everybody have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.